Jacob, 36 years old, and I've been quietly struggling with something that sounds stupid when I say it out loud. I feel like my body is aging faster than my life is moving. I used to be active, football twice a week, gym, spontaneous weekends away, but after a bad back injury 2 years ago, everything slowed down. The physio helped, the pain eased, but I never really got back into the rhythm. Now I'm tired all the time, I've gained weight, my clothes don't fit the same. When I see photos of myself from just a few years ago, it's like looking at a different person. I keep telling myself I'll start again on Monday, but every Monday looks exactly like the last. What scares me most is the shame. I avoid friends because I don't want them to comment on how I've changed. I've avoided dating because I don't feel attractive anymore. Even at work, I stay quiet during social plans because I'm embarrassed about how unfit I've become. I know this isn't just physical, it's messing with my confidence, my identity, and the way I show up in every part of my life. How do you restart your life when you can't yourself anymore? Now with this story, my foundation of are you eating, are you sleeping, are you training still applies, but you can obviously see the training part and how it affects your mentality. Everyone, in a sense, has some kind of idea of what they want the body to be like, and you always have that sort of goal, and that's what you've got. To remove the shame, you've just got a goal. That's the state you want to aim for. So don't feel shame about having a goal and wanting to be something that you was in the past as well. And you just got to get on the train. You just got to get going. That's the most important part here, is just getting going. Whatever the hell you need to do to just get going. And another thing when it comes to physical fitness, to getting yourself out of a rut, because that's what we're going to address first. We've got to get you back in the gym, and then we can assess how you're feeling. To me, it's an obvious thing. If you're not treating your body right, you're going to feel like crap. There's no answer to that. You can manage and you can cope with it, but let's attack the source. Let's get our foundation back to how it needs to be. Because to me, I see it as so important in life that you've got to move physically. You've got to use your body. It's what it's there to be, it's what it's there for. And we've got such high capability that it's daft to not be using it. So it's only our mental state that stops us from using what we need to do. And we need to make it as easy as possible. Another thing that makes it so easy, you have to go with someone. You want to make it easier to start, pick someone else who finds it just as hard to start. And you can both go. You both set this expectation, because one, you don't want to let the other person down. Two, someone's holding you responsible. And at the start, drop the standard. At the start, you don't need to be setting any record. You don't need to be comparing yourself to who you used to be. They're gone. That person in the past that you're comparing yourself to is gone. That's what you've got to accept. You're a new person now. You're a different person now. And you can be a better person than that person was. Sure, it was nice seeing that. But this is a new person. This isn't the same guy. When you're going through struggle, having someone there or having someone to go through it with you is so important and makes it so much easier once you drop your ego. Once you say, listen, I know the state I'm in. The other person knows the state they're in as well. We're all in that same state. We're all thinking the same things. We're all trying to keep ourselves to a standard. So find someone. Surely you have some friends that can do that, that can help you, that have an interest in that, where you can start small and go once a week, or do something, go on a walk. If it's not the gym, if that bores you, go on a walk. Just start with a walk. And if you're not even at that level yet, be in the house, walk around in the house, walk up and down your stairs, set your tasks to get your blood flowing. We don't have to be bodybuilders. You don't have to lift 100 kg on a bench press to say that you're fit, to get yourself back. You don't need to jump in a sauna. You can do it from home, walk up the stairs. Be lazy, leave stuff around the house where you have to get up and go and move. And it is a mental state, laziness. And most of the time, when it comes to me, I see that laziness is because you want pleasure. You've had enough. You're struggling in a sense because you need a break. And there's two things you can do. You can either have that break and then get on with it, or you can just get on with it. You can just not be lazy, which sounds so simple and so stupid as advice, because obviously not to be lazy, but almost at the start of it, don't rest. That's how I find. If I don't rest, if I keep my day busy, if I don't give myself time to sit down, you almost uncontrollably become not lazy. You have no choice. Set things, set tasks, get other people to hold you responsible. Promise people things. Don't leave that gap to sit on the settee, to binge, to do stuff like that. Now, it's not a long-term plan. Your long-term plan of that means you're sort of coping with life in a way where you've got your head down in the sand and you're ignoring everything and you just got getting through it. We're talking about how to get yourself started. And the starting point is so much different than the middle and the end point. It's so much different, and that's something you've got to understand. That's why it's okay to have help, to get someone to help you at the beginning, because it's just getting going. That used to be one of the most difficult things for me when it comes to new tasks or new things, stepping out my comfort zone. It's that first bit. Once I'm going, I'm fucking going. But to take that first step, for me, is one of the biggest things. And I learned, drop the ego. It's your toughest moment. It's your toughest point in the whole journey to start. So get a helping hand. Just start, because you can continue. And if you're not that person that then finds it easier to continue, then carry it on until it's a norm for you. There's no negative of getting help with something, because the way it's affecting your life, you need the help. You want the help. You should want the help. And whether that help is if you don't have a friend, whether that help is you have to pay a personal trainer. Listen, you might not think you have the money for it. Maybe you have to save up for it. Maybe that's your first task, of saving up so you can be in a position for that. But get a personal trainer for 6 months. That might be a bit much for you. Get it for 3 months. Don't just get it for 1 month, because you're not in a state you know you're going to continue after a month. So don't waste your money. That's why I say 6 months, even though it sounds like a lot. But after 6 months of continuously working with someone else getting you there, someone else showing you what you need to do, it becomes piss easy. And it's that good of a solution, you won't even recognize it. You won't even be able to teach it to someone, because it almost won't seem like that was the solution, because you'll get so into it. But find a way to just get your body moving. There are groups out there, there are other people out there that need that same help. You've got to take the step. You've got to be brave and get on with it. You've got to be brave and step out your comfort zone and get shit done. And whether that's a case of you have to wait till you're extremely motivated, but get it done, take that step and put things in place that keep you accountable hold you accountable and keep you going and keep you stuck in that way that you want to be. And know that motivation isn't permanent. You're going to have points where you cannot be bothered. And that's where discipline comes into it. That's where you're looking at people like David Goggins, and you're looking at people like Joe Rogan and Cameron Haynes and even Chris Williamson. You're looking at these people that they interview and that they have on their podcast and they're friends with, Jocko Willink. You're looking at these people that are to do with discipline when it gets tough, when you don't have that motivation. But that kicks in when you're in the groove of it, not at the start, not in the state that you're in. You need to get yourself sorted, get into it the easiest way you can, because there are parts that just get as tough when you've got to keep your discipline. But you're not there, you don't even need to consider any of that. And the shame that you're feeling of being around other people because you're comparing yourself to the past. I spin it two ways and say the first way, everyone around you has either dealt with the problem or is dealing with the same problem. So there's no need to be shame because you think someone's looking at you and thinking those things. They're going through it or they've been through it. And if they've been through it, they can help you. And if they're going through it, there's no one to talk about it because they're not doing it themselves. And the second way to spin it is, you've got a mindset for greatness. I'm the same. I will shame myself silly. And I believe I've got a mindset for greatness because it's holding yourself accountable. Do you realize how many people in the world don't hold themselves accountable for the negative behaviors that they perform? You're someone who can see what you're doing wrong, see where you need to improve. Do you realize how valuable that actually is? It's immense to have that personality and that characteristic trait. It's unbelievable. In a sense, look at the shame and see it as a positive. And now it's a poison. If you're going to use the shame as your fuel, that's what you've got to understand. That again, long term, shame can't be the solution because it's just going to make you feel crap. We want to get you going. We want to get you back into the person you think you used to be. But what you also need to realize is you are a different person now. You're not the same guy. And it's going to take steps and it's going to take procedures and it's going to take actions to get you to the person you want to be. The biggest number one thing that I've got to say you have to do is you've just got to keep going. Without a doubt, it does not matter what sort of progress you're making. As long as you're making the tiniest bit of progress, as long as you're doing something, as long as you keep going, and as long as you do not give up, no matter what it is, the tiniest thing. And that's where it's easy at the start to just say, let's just get ourselves to the gym. Let's just get ourselves organized, put a plan in place, get a system in place. Let's just do that. Never mind about if we're going to be successful with it. Just get it in place. Just set ourselves up, because you set a plan up, you set yourself up. You might ignore it 30 times, but the one time you get into it might be the time that changes everything, that switches the full system. You do the first day, you do the second day, third day, fourth. You're on a roll. You're getting momentum. And that's what it is for me. I love exercise. I love going to the gym. I love working my body physically. But I still, literally it's a passion of mine. And I still get moments of laziness. I still get moments where I cannot be bothered. At the start of the year, I was traveling for a month. I come back, did not start the gym for probably another 2 or 3 months. Did not get back into the routine of what I was meant to be doing. And my mental state dropped. And yet that's me who loves to do exercise. But you just gotta be a bit patient, get a plan in place, and get yourself into gear and have someone to hold you accountable. Luckily, I have my girlfriend who can do that, who does that for me. And we do it together. And you pull someone along and they can pull you along. And don't rely on it just being solely you, because it's so much harder. It doesn't have to be so hard. You're not less of a man, less of a person for almost taking the short-term easy way. So long-term, you become a better person, and long-term, you're exposed to the hard way. And find a role model. Find someone who fires you up. A David Goggins. Be exposed to content that forces you and pushes you into the way that you want to be. So it's always constant. It's constantly on your mind. It's constantly pushing you, and you constantly keep on going forward. But yeah, that's for that story. But yeah, peace.